All right. We got Kinch the Knife Blade as our next author here, and if some of you might remember the last one, 2542, which was the, the little like weed swamp that somebody ended up like, you know, tried to like steal some weed from some weird creature, and then that guy was like going crazy. And yeah. If you guys remember that one. It's not out yet. It's going to be out in September, mechanic, so you have to wait for that video. But that's the last one we have from Kinch Knife Blade. And this one is called The Weight of the World, a Donkey and its Card. Oh god, there's a lot of things crossed out. It's worth the wait. Absolute champion mechanic. I appreciate you. Look how much of it is crossed out. Option class, Ketter, save. Regulatory procedures. Under no circumstances is SCP-2612 to drop the load. All resources of Site 125 are dedicated to ensuring SCP-2612 receives no sabotage in its carrying of the load. All SCP operatives assigned to any group of interest are to be briefed on the load and are to be on specific lookout for any reference to the load. Wait, is that a period there? No, that's my computer. Reference to the load, the weight of the burden, the weight or the burden. Containment Task Force A-17 guards, pallbearers are to be on constant standby for any attempted breach of Site 125. All personnel posted to Site 125 are to immediately notify a superior if they begin to perceive anomalous voices. SCP-2612 is to be housed on a Level 3 incorporeal entity containment cell guarded by at least 3 armed guards at a time. No contact is to be made with SCP-2612. No testing is to be performed on SCP-2612. SCP-2612 must never drop the load. And now we have -1-2 are to be held in 2 separated medium-sized lockers inside 102 safe item containment wing. Due to their effects, the objects are not to be removed from the lockers for testing at any time. And here we have -1-2. Look at them. Oops, wrong. Look at them. Donkey. Looks like he dropped the load though. Moving the payload. Okay. Description. SCP-2612 is an entity which carries the load. If SCP-2612 is disturbed, it is in danger of dropping the load. Or more specifically, getting expunged. Dropping the load will result in a ZK class end of reality scenario. I love how like the Foundation thought this was like the worst, like this most dangerous situation, and it's just like found out like, oh, actually no, it's not. Cross all that shit out. We were wrong. SCP-2612 is capable of telepathic communication, which consists mostly of requests to drop the load. The object is currently thought to be unknown to any group of interest, but it's a top priority that none become aware of SCP-2612 and its load. The load is theorized to be expunged. It is unclear how SCP-2612 became the entity responsible for the load, or if SCP-2612 itself is merely a mechanism by which the load is thereby carried and is thus inextricable from it. The connection between the load and the fabric of reality is currently unknown. Okay, here we go. Now, what is the real thing? SCP-2612 is the shared designation given to -1-2. -1 is an extremely worn lawn ornament style statue of a donkey, composed of plaster and metal for the skeleton. -2 is a yellow card with no metal poles which are connected at the ends by a chain. -2 is filled with dirt and once contained flowers, acting as a planter. By themselves, -1-2 merely elicit a feeling of general unease and disquiet. Did they look at at the donkey and was like, oh shit, this is the most dangerous being in the universe? Is that what happened? They looked at the donkey and the car and was like, oh no. Oh no. Look at it. Look at it. It's highly dangerous. You know what? I'm a little bit angry because if you remember, guys, was it last weekend or a couple like 2 weekends ago? I showed you guys like the one. Well, I let it play the one audio from like a audiobook that I listened to as a child that like scared the shit out of me. Yeah, that video got copyright hit. Well, not strike down, don't you worry. But it did like say like it was basically blocked on majority of the world. So I had to get rid of that section of the video. Like I muted that section basically, which is a shame because I was like, it's such a good moment. But oh well. I just didn't expect that to happen. I felt like it was just a couple seconds of an audiobook. Well, I say audiobook, CD from back in the day. There's a lot of goofy things that keep the SCP universe stable. The main anomaly associated with SCP-2612 is set into motion when the objects are brought together. When a chain holding the two poles of -2 is brought against the back of -1, thus making it look as though the latter is pulling the former, a strong desire to keep the two objects together threatens all observers of the object, past and present. This includes changing details of acquisition to better facilitate reasons to keep the objects together. Due to this effect, the events of SCP-2612's acquisition from a suburb of Cleveland, Ohio were initially scrubbed from the memory of the containment team, building up a mythology of the object bearing the weight of the world. So literally the moment they got together, everybody's like, shit! We gotta keep them together! So this is all just a lie. All this is just a lie. When reversing the effect of SCP-2612, it was deemed necessary to administer Class B amnestics to the entire former containment team due to the exposure. Since Site 125 had been built primarily to house SCP-2612, the site was remodeled to fit a separate Keter class object with a separate containment team. Containment was continued at Site 102 due to the low priority of the object's true strategic importance. Hello, Director. Oh, there's a lot more here. Okay, let me see what you guys said. I think this SCP was kind of funny. There's more. I think you're the only one who can see this. I still remember how to do this, don't I? Well, I've been drinking, Director. And isn't that how they always start? Do you remember being a little level 2, trying to dredge up enthusiasm for some safe skip, some pair of glass that lets you see bones or something? Wouldn't we have something like that, right? And it was boring. There wasn't a story behind it, right? Boring thing. Absolutely tragic. And so, you'd slack off. And you talk to your friends, your co-workers if you were the kind to talk. I would. Always was. Guess I always will be. Right? It's against protocol, but you gossip. Of course you would. And you tell stories in hushed tones of the safe level object that they swear was actually housing some incomprehensible evil. That in some low-level containment cell as a teleporting chair or maybe a walking door. And of course you'd think in the back of your head, maybe that's why they had you working on the pair of glasses. Maybe they had confided in you. The big guys. The O5s. This isn't a drink for effect, so much as I am an alcoholic, but hey, it sets the tale up nicely, doesn't it, Director? I'm Carl Garcia, former director of Site 125. I say former, but really that's where I'm currently. Just about to be the last to get the amnestic. I recommend Class B. It will seem important, but not life-threatening. They'll still give me an okay job. So will everyone else. They put something new here and everything will be okay. I guess, at this point I probably don't need to take this, but it's for the best. Did you know these used to be shots? Ridiculous, right? Can you imagine that? Bet I had a big nurse too come in, you know. Fuck, I'm tired. The object is safe, don't worry. You knowing the truth will be no danger to you. I don't think this object can even hurt anything again. It was Keter. Everything about that is true. There wasn't the mistake of a bumbling foundation. This, for it to work, needs to look like it. And something people will gossip about. The safe level that used to be a Keter. They talk about it, because that's what they do. That's important. Once it's done, I think. Or so it told me. For this to work, you need to understand this, I think. It wouldn't matter. For my comfort, I need you to understand what I did. What it did. I listened to it. Which was, besides the gossip, the first thing outside Foundation Protocol I had ever done. Or drinking on the job, I guess, but this is special. It had weaseled its way through the cell. I don't know how it managed. It came to me. Or it came into me. And it asked me to help. It It asked me to help it. It wasn't this evil thing. I don't even think it was a thing, so much as a concept. But it came to me as a sad little donkey with a card. When joking with Agent Finnegan, who hopefully is guarding something actually important at this point, I always called the skip the jackass with his card, and that was a little joke. Something to get us to laugh at this metaphysical nightmare we had guarded from the insurgency and the other boys. But that's how it came. A jackass with a card. It struggled with the load, blazing golden, filled with indescribable life. It strained and broke its back. It wasn't going to drop it. Oh no, it was far too old, far too practiced to ever drop it. Too old for that, but not too old to be spared exhaustion. I can't tell you what it is, not mostly because I couldn't honestly tell you. It's better not to know some things about it, I think. It's old. It wasn't a statue, but it had been holding the entirety of everything since everything could be called a thing. I spilled my drink. This doesn't affect the story. Thought you should know. I know it wasn't bad. Foolish, I know. People die like this. I've done cognito hazards all my life. Medics was my dream field, and hopefully I'm still in it. God willing. And no, it isn't God, but I had a plan. Simple but effective. I helped it to lighten the load. That's what I wanted. I talked it through it, I guess. I helped it, guided it, revealed to Agent Finnegan that the object may have, in fact, been not as powerful as we thought. Let the unease trickle down that it wasn't something really important. That maybe we were being tricked. I let it simmer. Let it feel the perception changing around it. I don't think it's that smart. I don't think smartness is a quality that would apply to it. It carries the load. That's all you need to know. But I told it this thing before things that it wasn't important. That it was nothing more than a lawn ornament. An old and bad lawn ornament. Peeling paint with a card filled with dirt that hadn't seen a flower in years. It bought it. Hook, line, and fucking sinker, one by one. I revealed the new findings to my team. Contacted the higher ups. They've all taken Class Bs, and I guess I'm the only one left. Just need to take the amnestic out of its pack. Just need to put on my glasses. I think for it to really work for this plan I made with a concept to really take hold, I should leave, too. It creates a better storyline for it, doesn't it? The skip already has a picture. I don't know how it made that. It trapped itself into a better story, but at least it goes all the way. When I take this, if it hasn't already, it'll become into being nothing more than a two-part lawn gnome in a box. 2 boxes. I don't think testing the object is going to reverse the effects. I don't know if the subjective reality of the object we both created is strong enough to bring the thing back through. I just think it's had enough. For me, don't put the chain back on. Don't let it carry the load. It's so tired. It's been at it too long. It's so long. Even if it's nothing else but a jackass, I still want it to be able to rest. Oh. Yeah, I get tired of holding new words too. SB-261 doesn't want to drop the load. It told him to loosen it a bit. Yeah. It basically was like... it sounds almost like SB-2612 thought that it was carrying the world, and then Carla? Or Carl? Wait, hold on. Yeah, Carl Garcia. Carl basically was like saying, no, you're not. You don't have to think about that. And then like, chain separated, and now the little donkey's like, I feel so light. I feel so light. I can breathe again. And yeah. Now just keep the little guy away from the cart, and just let it breathe. Don't leave it at that. It did say they left it in a locker. They're not experimenting with it anymore, so, or at least not as much. So it looks like the little donkey gets to rest. Nice. Went from incest family to diabetes, anomalous diabetes, cancer, to a little donkey figurine that just wants a break. just wants to, you know, not carry such a heavy load anymore. And he does. I got the whole wheel up. Yeah, basically. Early on, goddamn. Okay, I'm gonna get myself some water. I'll be right back, and then we go and read the next one.